What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 90s First Podcasting Network. My name is Mike, and alongside my co-host Joe, we take a look at some 90s content that we just can't stop watching. Join us on our flagship show, the 90s First Show. We look at some 90s content that Joe and I are watching, as well as some current stuff, and we end it with a 90s trivia contest. Or join us on Test Your Might, a video game debate show where we battle it out on the current news. Joe hosts as our good buddy Cicero and I try to get the high ground and go 1000 IQ against each other. If you would like to connect with us, we are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the 90s First. And finally, if you would like to support us monetarily, we have a Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/the 90s First to show general support for as little as $1 a month. So whether you're listening to the 90s First show or Test Your Might, Joe and I would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We hope that you have a blessed day.
We're going to pretend we're all ready. What's up, gentlemen? We're back. Doing it again. 22. We made it. Are you gentlemen going to test your might this evening? Are we ready?
I'm testing of mites tonight.
Are we going to test of the mites? The mighty testers? I was going to say something else, but family appropriate. So, Cicero, what's up? Don't spit all over your mic. How you doing tonight?
Mighty test stones.
Yeah, something like that. Like the Boston's, but
yes, exactly.
tests.
Yes.
Shout out to trumpets and bands.
Sure.
The Mighty Boston's are a band with horns, and they're fantastic. You should listen to the mic. But gentlemen, are you ready? You ready? We're doing this?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
I was born ready.
QOTD. Here we are. I kind of went in depth on this because Mike, you came up with it. Here it is. Question of the day is best trilogy.
Trilogy.
Best words are hard. Best trilogy.
I'm only laughing because of Cicero's
of
reaction
all time.
to that. He just like.
But Mike, you said any medium.
Any media. Yeah. Best trilogy.
I jumped in a hole for this one. I'm gonna go last.
Oh, all right.
So, Mike, best trilogy of all time. Any media. What do you got? Book, game, movie, show? Is there shows?
Yeah. Well, you got the pantheons like Lord of the Rings. You got the original Star Wars trilogy and stuff like that. But I'm gonna maybe a little bit of a left field for you guys, but I think the best trilogy of all time is the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
All right. I'm tracking. But why?
The reason being is because, the third one in the trilogy wasn't the greatest. It was still entertaining. I think Bane, Tom Hardy's Bane, is a little underrated. I think a lot of people really
good villain.
Really just got too hung up on his voice, in the way that he voiced the character.
He was born in the dark, Batman.
Yeah, but I love the nuances they have in that movie too. And then Batman Begins, it's often argued as the best of the trilogy, and rightfully so, because it is awesome. Probably one of the best origin superhero stories, movies of all time, if not the best. And I can't say enough about The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was, in my opinion, the best superhero movie until Endgame came out, and you have just a brilliant story. You have brilliant Batman, brilliant Joker, and I that's the best trilogy that I was thinking of when I thought of this sentence or this question. Sorry.
Batman Begins has Joffrey in it though, so how good can it really be?
Joffrey's awesome, man.
It's good.
Like, how awesome do you have to be as an actor for people to have a visceral reaction just to your face? So
that's true. He did amazing. But man, did I
shout out to George R.R. Martin for creating that character, and shout out to the actor whose name I can't remember for playing the heck out of that character. I will say, Mike, to your answer, somewhere right now, Chris Clow has felt energized as a result of just hearing you say what you have said. I will take this moment to assume that Jelly was going to pass the mic to me since he said he was going last.
You're absolutely correct.
And so I will also take this a little left field-ish, do something a little bit unexpected, and say that someone out there is going to say, but, and I will say this.
That last movie doesn't count.
I have not seen the fourth movie, so therefore my favorite trilogy is the Toy Story trilogy. I still haven't seen Toy Story 4. Listen.
Is this
I
a
thought you were going somewhere else, but hey.
I thought you were going Matrix, to be honest.
As far as
I thought he was going Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good one. But I've seen the fourth one of that. So I can't even. Yeah, that's true. It's in the space between spaces. It is. But having not seen Toy Story 4 still, even though I have the service in which I could just watch it whenever I want.
Don't do it.
I have not seen it. I mean, listen,
with you guys.
Toy Story trilogy was like, even if you didn't grow up, like I was an adult throughout the entire series, but I felt like it made me feel like I was an adult child, I was an adult, and then I was an adult grown up by the time I got to Toy Story 3. And the second half of Toy Story 3, I was dehydrated by the time I finished it, because there was no more moisture in my body from, like, the entire theater was flooded from the collective tears of the people that were watching it. Great, like, just a fantastic trilogy.
I am also coming out of left field.
Oh, look at that.
I thought, obviously, the easy one, Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Read the trilogy when I was super young. I'm talking books, not movies.
Shout out to your dad.
And shout out to my dad, exactly. And I was going to go there.
Please say it, right?
But I'm not going with that one, because my favorite movie belongs to a different franchise, belongs to a different trilogy. And it belongs to the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy. So that's my favorite trilogy.
What?
And a lot of people are going to, like, I don't know what that is. That's not a trilogy. That's not even a thing. It is. It's a trilogy because Edgar Wright helped write and produce 3 movies, which are fantastic. The 3 movies are Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz,
yes,
and The World's End.
Yes.
And they are a trilogy, even though
they actually
connected.
are a trilogy. Yes.
Yeah.
But it is the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy. Shaun of the Dead is my favorite movie.
Hot Fuzz
ticks
is
every
mine.
box. Hot Fuzz is a great second. Man.
Yeah.
Wait, Hot Fuzz is your favorite movie?
Hot Fuzz is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, okay.
It's so good.
For the greater good.
Movies are great.
It's for the greater good.
Also, Hot Fuzz has another, star Game of Thrones in it. It's got the Hound.
It does.
Boom.
Boom.
Yarp.
You guys are
so yeah. Cornetto trilogy. But yeah, I took a deep dive on this one, gentlemen, and I was like, I need to know all the trilogies to make sure this is my favorite.
Yeah.
So I made a list of like 17 and every genre.
Okay.
And,
what were some
some that didn't make it that should be mentioned?
Yes.
Mike, you got Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Yeah.
Which I totally had on here. But I thought you were going to pick the Arkham game series because that's also a trilogy.
No, I was thinking, and to my recollection, I don't think I've ever actually truly finished a video game trilogy. Like,
Oh wow. Okay.
so I think Arkham Knight is the Arkham series is probably the closest that I've actually finished. So
All right.
I'm
That
not
one
done.
made
I'm
it.
not done
It
with
was on
Arkham
there.
Knight yet, though. So I haven't even finished it.
I mentioned Lord of the Rings books over movies, but both are fantastic. You mentioned Matrix, Mike, which is also fantastic. I mentioned Indiana Jones again because that other one didn't happen. Godfather, though, none of us mentioned The Godfather. I thought
I
Cicero
still haven't
might.
seen 3. I still haven't seen 3. I
I
own
thought
it.
he might have mentioned it as our Podfather over here,
Yes.
not the Podfather, but
The Mafia
That-
Lord Podfather. Say hello to your dad for me.
and then another comedy. I'll leave it on this one. Austin Powers.
Ooh.
You jumped the shark by the 3rd one, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a trilogy.
Some
It's
good
super funny,
trilogies.
Yes.
and yeah, there was more. They're all worth it though.
There you
They're all
go.
worth the time.
All right. Toy Story.
This leads us right into what we've been playing. I am playing Apex.
Get out of
Season
here.
8. I've been playing
Get outta here.
Titanfall 2.
Yeah, you've been playing Titanfall too. I was
I've
very
been
happy
playing,
to
yep.
hear that.
It is so good. Yeah, I can't get enough of it. It's super fun, but I'm trying to dial back because I like jumped in both feet and played for like 2.5 hours the first time I played. And I was like,
don't want it to end.
okay, we're gonna dial back on that. So now I'm doing like half hour to hour increments. So I'm not doing that 2 hour I lose track of time thing because I got a parent and do all those other things at the same time.
What
And
have
I
we
don't want
come
to
to
neglect
where
the kids.
what have we come to in our world where 2.5 hours of gaming is like, whoa, I've done too much.
Full-time job, full-time parent,
See, that's what
kind of
happens.
everything.
Adulting.
Yeah. Trying to do the podcasting thing as well.
Right.
And man, my time is just
Growing
gone.
pains, bro. Growing pains.
I hope to reach that point though where gaming can take a little bit more precedence and podcasting and work can pay me more and I can do it less.
It's called being an empty nester.
That's I got years, decades even.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
You don't have to rub it in our faces here, Cicero.
Hey, look, man.
Mr. Empty
We're
Nester,
on
what have you
camera.
been playing?
We see you.
Yeah. What have I been playing?
You've got the time apparently.
I have more time than you guys do. But I've spent that time paying attention to Elite Dangerous news, but not playing Elite Dangerous right now. There's a new expansion coming out for Elite Dangerous, so there will be a time very, very shortly where that will be my Apex.
Very nice.
So,
And it's coming to Game Pass on console.
It is.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Too bad for me because I already own it. Whatever.
You own it on PC though, right?
I own it on Xbox as well. I owned it on Xbox first.
Okay.
But it doesn't, there's no cross save, there's no cross gen, there's no cross progression. So I have 2 separate instances.
Yeah. There's cross discovery though, right?
There is cross discovery, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. There is so there's no cross pollination, but they live in a persistent world.
Yeah.
Across
Galaxy or whatever.
platforms.
Sounds
Right.
dangerous.
Yes, elitely. So instead
How
of
do
instead
people
of
listen to us?
yeah, I don't know. I know. I've been asking that for years, sir. I instead of playing that, I've fallen back on the old standbys. And so I've been playing a lot more Call of Duty.
Very nice.
The season 2 of Call of Duty Black Ops.
Did you get
Cold
those
War.
gold guns you wanted?
I have maxed out several weapons. I have not gotten the golden skins. I have instead switched my stratagems.
All right.
Which is now instead of trying to get gold camos, level up the guns first and then go for the gold camos. So that way when the double XP weekends and all that other stuff happens, I can focus on leveling the guns up, and then I can become proficient in those guns, and which will make it easier for me to accomplish the requirements for said camos.
Yeah, hitting 100 headshots and different things like that.
Yes, exactly. And so I've been playing that. I have also been paying attention to MLB The Show 21 news, and which has continually inspired me to play more MLB The Show 20, and have been enjoying playing my road to the shows in both of those. Won the World Series with my player Frank Sanders, the Colonel.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
With the Mets. Won World Series MVP.
All right.
Hit below my average. I only hit 448 this past season, and only had 90 home runs, as opposed off my record of 134 from the year before. But yeah, those are all great. And now my pitcher Barry Preston is playing for the Kansas City Royals, and they are terrible, but he is a phenomenal closer who should be a starter. And I have been playing NBA 2K21 on the Xbox Series X, continually marvel at how great it looks, and it always surprises me how even though this game looks phenomenal, how many steps or how many different things they have to skip in order to get those games onto the next gen consoles, to make them look as good as they do, because the game is, I wouldn't say feature incomplete in the same way that the Maddens and the old NBA Lives or 2Ks have been, but it definitely does have issues that remind you that this game isn't a game that you should spend $60 or now $70 on. You should, the correct way to do this is to own the previous gen version of the game, buy the $100 version of the 2K, which allows you to then get the next gen version for free when you finally do upgrade. So that's the way to do it. If you do it that way, you will be very happy, I think, with that purchase ultimately. But the NBA 2K21 next generation, which is what it's called, looks very pretty, and it's a fun game to play.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mike?
Yeah, I've been really into ranked in Apex, so I've been grinding that. It's been a lot of fun. I'm still enjoying the new updates to King's Canyon, but I'm still continuing my trek through God of War. It is just simply a phenomenal game. I love the different nuances that you can customize your axe and customize Kratos and the boy. So
Boy.
And the combat's super fun. Yeah, and just the story overall so far is intriguing, and I just want to continue exploring that world, and it's really great. Got to some of the sections that mentioned like the Bifrost and like other areas of Norse mythology, and I was just thinking about Thor and how I want to watch the Marvel Cinematic Universe again. It's been a while, so yeah, but just been watching things too, so watch Any Given Sunday.
Oh,
Is
for
that
the
the
first
Al Pacino
time?
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know who Willie Beeman is now.
Yeah, I do.
Man, he keeps the lady screaming.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little down on that movie, but that's just me.
You're a little down on that movie because it's bad?
I don't think it's that good.
No, it's not.
It's not that good.
It's not that good.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay,
it's
cool.
not. Yeah. So
there's
like,
a lot of people who regard it as like one of the best sports movies, and it's just
no.
it's
Those
not
people
good.
are wrong. Those
Yeah.
people are wrong. It's an Oliver Stone movie, so people are like, oh yeah. But so there's a lot of fun in that movie because you've got just post retirement, somewhat clean Lawrence Taylor
Yeah.
in that film. You've got LL Cool J in one of his first professional acting roles.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was that early in his
You've
career.
got a pre-Oscar, a pre-Ray. What's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Willie Beeman.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, right? In that film, and you've got the end of the Jamie Foxx LL Cool J friendship as a result of that film. So,
Is that where it ended?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a great story told by Jamie Foxx about Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J on the set of.
Is it because ladies loved Cool James and not Jamie?
Maybe, but I will not spoil it. And you've got one of the final roles of Cameron Diaz's career in that film.
Probably not a bad thing.
Wow.
So
Not saying she was not a great actress in some things. Something About Mary. But
She's
she
been
had her
in other
limitations
movies
as an
since.
actress.
It wasn't the end of her career.
no, it was not the end, but it was one of the last.
All right.
Anyways. All right. You guys, there's a couple things that happened while we've been away.
Yeah.
We don't do cons anymore, not real life cons, but we have videos that they allow us to watch. So Nintendo allowed us to watch a video. Nintendo Direct News happened, where they shared a bunch of upcoming games and where they want to take the Switch and things that are happening. You guys tune in, take a minute to see what they were doing.
Yeah. I knew there was a Nintendo Direct, obviously, and wanted to think about some of the awesome news that could potentially come out of it. And, I think there's a lot of the internet that had their hopes up too much, in my opinion, for the Direct, because I think the Direct was overall, it was fine. But people just were expecting more Zelda news. And I think it's still,
I don't think that's our fault. They've been teasing us with more Breath of the Wild 2 content since last year.
No, they were expecting remasters of even more games, like Ocarina and Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, to have an HD collection or whatnot, to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Zelda like they did with Mario, because that's this year. But I think people should have tempered their expectations. We heard of the rumor of Skyward Sword coming, and that's been officially announced. But not the Zelda that a lot of people wanted, but it is a Zelda, so it's another game.
It is a Zelda.
It's a game.
It's a game.
But
You're right. It's not what we wanted.
Yeah. I've never played Skyward Sword. I didn't want to get over want to get on the motion controls thing, and so it'd be cool. It's gonna be cool to be able to play it without motion controls if I ever do get it. But I won't be doing $60. I'll wait for
Heck
sure.
no.
But
Till it's $20.
Super Mario Golf Super Rush, man, I'm ready. I've been wanting Mario Golf again for the longest time, and I needs it in my life.
Do you think they'll give us a sweet golf club we can put our Joy-Cons in and swing?
I mean, it'd be kind of fun, but no, I think it will just be button controls. I don't think it will be motion.
Too bad. I mean, they gave us that lame wheel workout while you game thing, and
Ring
that
Fit?
obviously didn't hit the mark.
It's only lame because you don't have it and you're not getting swole.
Who needs that? Come on now.
Come on, get out of here. Get out of here.
Where's that permit?
Got it. Concealed only though.
Oh, okay.
But no, I'd like to see. I like motion controls. I had the PlayStation 3
Move.
their Move and I and whatnot, and that's how I played Tiger Woods, or whatever they called it after Tiger Woods was a bad thing or some nonsense. But I think I was
there
playing
was
Tiger Woods.
Rory McIlroy golf.
Yeah, I might actually had
A
Rory.
little bit. Yeah, Rory.
But yeah, I love it with the motion controls. It's so much more fun to freaking swing something and pretend you're hitting it, especially when you're in your house and you can't hit stuff because you'll break things.
Okay.
Cicero, you catch any of the Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, sure. Like, they.
Yeah, they announced games.
Yeah, look.
People
man.
will buy these games.
Well, people. So that's the thing, right? People are gonna buy these games, and really, honestly, it's not so much about what Nintendo announces. It's the speculation, like you guys alluded to. It's the speculation on socials about what people want. Like, it's the fanfic of what the Nintendo Direct is going to be, and then the aftermath disappointment of what the Nintendo Direct actually was. And lost in all of that is what the Nintendo Direct actually was. Yeah. And it's but that happens every single time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And and this is when it doesn't happen. When it doesn't happen is when people get surprised by the directs, right? Like, there are cons that are going on, there's lots of news that's happening, and then Nintendo just drops a direct out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh my gosh, I didn't even expect it, and they're doing blah, 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 blah. And then that's great, right?
Yeah, that's when it's good.
But when there is stuff going, when people are twiddling their thumbs on the twiddlers, right? And right, and then they know that the Nintendo Direct is coming, and then they get, then they get to get excited about all their hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
And those hopes and dreams are impossibly big and unrealistic, and they don't happen. And here's the thing, guys. It's only unrealistic because it doesn't happen, right? If it was realistic, it would happen, right? So, you know what? Focus on what they give you and don't speculate on what it is, right? Like, I get it. You played $1 for the lotto, and now you're dreaming about what would happen if you won the lottery. But the likelihood is you're not going to win. So you can't be super disappointed when you find out the next morning that you didn't win the lottery, right?
Can you be a little bit disappointed, though? Because when they're like, hey, we've got Breath of the Wild 2 coming. It's in the works. It's slated. Maybe later this year. We're going to bring you more news. And then when they're like, yeah, it's still coming. And then that's all the news they give you.
That was more news, though. Right? I mean, they didn't lie to you.
To be fair, a continuation of it's still coming, we're still doing it, is more news.
Yeah. So they didn't lie.
However, fair.
Listen. What you're learning also is that life's not fair. The year hasn't been fair, and as a result of the things that have happened over the course of the year, maybe the intention was to provide more information and to actually have something tangible to give and to show to people. But as a result of the unfairness of this past year, you didn't get it. Or maybe it's because they didn't feel like giving it to you. Well, you still didn't get it.
That's the thing.
I think that's what
Nintendo can do what they
right.
want.
They want.
They're literally charging you another $60 for Skyward Sword, one of the worst reviewed Zelda games of all time.
Now it'll be good.
And they're going to take your money and go to the bank with it, and they're going to have fun.
That is correct. That is correct.
I guess that's why people are disappointed. Like, definitely, you see the rumors of like the Zelda, the 3D remakes, and getting it onto the Switch, and I definitely want that myself. But I think there's a lot of cool things that come out of directs that are just completely oversighted is not a word, just completely overlooked. There we go.
Overlooked, yeah, sure. There you go.
Because of what Cicero said because of the conversation of all the rumors and the speculation. So other than that, like I thought the Nintendo Direct was fine. You know, it was, I mean, we're going to talk about a game later, but I'm stoked for the Ninja Gaiden remasters. I love Ninja Gaiden. And so to get that on Switch, you know, it'd be fun. So
well, you know, it actually depends on which Ninja Gaiden you're talking about. So they're talking about the Ninja Gaidens that were released on consoles that came out around the turn of the century, and not talking about the Ninja Gaidens that were released in arcades.
No,
in the
yes, I'm
late
talking
80s
about
and 90s,
the action games. Yeah.
Well, those were
The
also
3D
action games.
the 3D action games. Sorry. Gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't play.
Don't okay boomer me. Get out of here.
Whoa.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. So the thing about the Nintendo Directs is that people are so passionate and they love the company so much that when they hear that they're going to release more information, people get excited about the very specific information that they care about, and they're hoping beyond hope that Nintendo actually releases information about the thing that they care about, and get disappointed because it didn't happen, but also excited because some other things that they weren't even thinking about did happen. And you know, Nintendo never lies to you, even when it seems like they're being dishonest.
Bam.
Even if I feel let down, it's only because I got my expectations a little too high.
Correct. The fault is yours.
I get it. Nintendo,
Point one finger, there are
blame.
4 pointing back at you, sir.
Nintendo was not the only one, though, to have a little convention. Do we call them conventions still? I feel like that's dishonest in itself. Is it still a convention? Anyways, they're not the only ones. We had the Nintendo Direct. We also had BlizzCon, which is much more of a convention thing.
They called it BlizzConline, by the way.
Oh, that's disgusting, but more accurate. Yeah. Fair. I'm not going to use that ever. So BlizzCon happened. Take it away, gentlemen. Yeah.
I'm not into the World of Warcraft stuff. Overwatch 2 will eventually come, but I loved Diablo 3, and so I'm really excited for Diablo 2 remaster by my boys Vicarious Visions, who made the Tony Hawk remaster. So I mean, I'm hoping that it's going to be great. I'm sure it will be. Cicero, you've talked to him personally, but shout out to Ryan McCaffrey. I'm hoping that he Diablo 2 is his favorite game of all time, so hoping that he enjoyed that news, because I'm excited. Never played it, and so I'm excited about it. I've already said excited. I'm excited.
Mike, are you excited?
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, it's a game, and I'm gonna buy that game.
And he's gonna play
it. Yeah, so you know what, guys? The thing that got me most excited was not a game. The thing that got me most excited that came out of BlizzCon was tech, and that was the facial tech that came out of BlizzCon. I don't know if you guys heard anything about this, but there is software that the guys out of Activision have created that can generate realistic looking faces. And these faces seriously are you cannot tell they're not humans. You cannot tell that they're
also
they are
creepy.
Not human beings that exist. So that tech already exists. Like, I know that there are companies that are out there that have created, that have, like, you know, Frankenstein monster together faces for to be like Facebook traps and all sorts of other things. But Activision has that ability to use that for games, and then for other uses. But yeah, so like we're about a step and a half away from the Matrix, guys. Humans don't need to exist anymore, and we can just be digital recreations. But that tech excited me.
I think it would be fun to, I'm assuming that they kind of 3D map your face and then put you on a character as like a more realistic looking depiction.
No. They, from scratch, build a face.
They build you? Oh, okay.
They build a face. And it's not even like,
cool.
Oh, hey, I am building jelly. They're just like, oh, I'll just build a face. And it looks human. Like, it looks like a human being. They could build jelly.
Yeah, I want them to do that.
They could build Cicero. But
not Mike.
Not Mike. Please. They broke the mold with you, sir. So they can't do it. They can't do it. But like, yeah, they're just building faces.
I don't want them to do it.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I want to play the me version in a game.
That would be amazing. Like, think about that, right?
And it was me.
Yeah, think about that.
Because we all try it. We've been trying it for years. They've had to
100%.
customize your character.
100%.
And you're like, I'm going to make this look as close to me as possible.
Right.
And it's never close.
No.
Because they can't do it. But if I could play me in a game, or anyone, but really I want to play myself because I'm a little vain. If I could play me in a game, if I was playing Tony Hawk and I wanted the character to be Jelly,
right, with
my face, maybe a better body, but with my face,
yes,
I want that.
Definitely a better body.
Right, 100%.
Maybe
100%.
A little slimmer,
100%.
a little less handles.
Right.
But yeah, if I could get my face to look like my face.
Right.
They would have finally done it. I remember on PlayStation, they were like, yeah, you can use a PlayStation Eye and you just turn your face and it'll capture and it'll put it on your No, it was trash.
Yeah.
Like so bad.
They've been trying that since Xbox, or at least since the Xbox 360. I know that Rainbow Six.
Yeah, with the Kinect.
Rainbow Six, before the Kinect, there was an Xbox camera.
Yeah, there was just a camera.
And you could use the Xbox camera to take a picture of your face to play Rainbow Six Black Arrow, I think, and make your face, and they would put it on the game. And in that game, what was cool was that if you were speaking to your friends in the game, your avatar's lips would start moving. But
that's fun.
If you actually mapped your face on it, it wouldn't do that. But what they tried to do was map your face to a 3D model, but they never got it right. It was just a full spread of your face. It was always nightmare fuel. And then 2K went one step further with the NBA 2K games, where you could, for like the last 5 or 6 years, you can scan your face using Kinect. Now you can use your phone. That has never been successful with me. Never, ever, ever. And if you go to my YouTube channel, one of the things that you'll find is one of the results of me trying to do that. It has never worked. It hasn't worked even to this day, where, their claim is that you need great lighting and that kind of stuff. I've got a ring light. I've got studio level lighting in here, and it's still, and a $1,800 phone, state of the art cell phone with beautiful cameras, and it still doesn't work. It still doesn't work for me. My skin's too suave from the motherland, I guess. I don't know. Not enough lighting. I need the light of 1,000 suns. But yeah, so that's
Scrub
stuff.
a million lumen candle, you'll be fine.
Yes, exactly. Just burn my retina.
Yeah, who needs to be able to see if you got a good looking picture?
Right. It actually looks like you. Too bad you can't see anymore, doofus.
Doofus.
But yeah, but like, so yeah, it would be great if Activision is able to unlock that, figure out the way to make that work. And instead of being disappointed by their attempts of trying to do this, using this technology to do exactly what you're saying, Jelly.
Yeah. They need to get with Apple and use Apple's 3D face mapping technology to help create this.
Yes.
So they get the perfect, actual realistic looking face.
Samsung's for the Note 20 and the Note 10, they had that 3D scanning. Have you ever tried to use that?
No. Please tell me after this how to do it.
You don't have the Note 20 though.
I don't have the Note 20. I got the Note 10.
Note 10. I've got a Note 10 as well, and
Note 10 Plus.
Note 10 does it.
Oh, okay.
Note 10 Plus does it. Yeah. So
after this, you heard it, guys. We're gonna play with our phones.
Yes.
I'm going to bed.
Right.
Lame. BlizzCon. My buddy's super excited for WoW. He's a big WoW nerd.
Sure.
And I say that with love. I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I know people can get upset about nerd, but get over it. Come on now.
Get over it.
Yeah. But my buddy's super excited for Shadowlands or something like that. Whatever their new patch is and then the next release that they're going to do for it. He was very excited. He told me all about it today, and I was like, good for you, man. I'm not going to pay to play. They lost me a long time ago. I'm not jumping back in. There's free to play stuff, and that's what I'm gonna stay with. Story's not as good. They've got great story over there and WoW, but it's not for me. This is gonna lead us into rapid fire, where we're gonna go fast or slow. We're gonna find out after we're done. But are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Oh my! He's on fire!
All right, Valheim.
Heim.
Valheim.
I like Heim. Valheim has taken the Steam and Twitch community by storm. Are you going to dive into this game, Cicero?
Yeah, I think eventually I'll wind up doing it. My stepson Roger is in pretty deep, so I guess I will also give it a shot. I've heard really good things about it, not only from him, but from the community at large. Some people that I know in the industry that are playing. So yeah, I'll probably give it a shot.
Nice. All right. Kojima, which is a huge name because even I've heard of it, is writing a book about his creative process. Mike, you're into reading books right now. You gonna read it?
Probably not.
Whoa.
I've never played a Kojima game, except some Metal Gear, right? Metal Gear is Kojima a little bit, right? Okay.
Yes.
You're looking at me like I got the answer.
I was looking at Cicero actually, but anyway, no. I mean, yeah, his games are pretty wild and out there, and I do know that this book will definitely hit a certain niche, and it'll sell like hotcakes. I think it's really cool. These types of things, like, hey, throw a book on, John Carpenter does this, for his horror films. I'm on it day one. So yeah, cool concept to a book.
I'm going right back to you, Mike, because you're going to be getting the Series X soon, and Xbox is coming out with their very own branded headset. I know you have a nice gaming headset, but I know Cicero has more headsets than all of us combined. So, with
you sure you don't want to
Xbox
ask me
coming
if
out-
I'm gonna get this headset?
Yeah,
I'm assuming you're going to get the headset, just without even asking. But Mike, are you going to
already
get
pre-ordered.
the headset?
It comes out on my birthday,
yeah.
so
I have a SteelSeries, and it's really nice. I would I'm definitely considering it. Reason being is because it will connect to my Xbox via Bluetooth as well as my phone, which is something that at the same time, which is something that my Steel Series does, except it's wired to my controller. So it'll be nice to have both, the wireless that can simultaneously connect, and then just it to be $100 and it to have the level of craft to it and the certain features that it has. I think it's totally worth it. So I think I kind of want to try it out.
All right, Cicero, did you already pre-order it?
I have not.
Oh,
I have not pre-ordered it, and I am resisting. So I already have a Plantronics wireless headset that I use for my Xboxes. It's incredibly comfortable. The battery life is ridiculous. It is it's the best headset I've ever owned. The only difference between that and this new Microsoft headset, because it even does Atmos, it does everything, is that the Plantronics one needs a dongle and the Xbox One doesn't. And the Plantronics one costs $160 and this one costs $100.
But you already have one.
But I already have one. So I have to, I am actively resisting the urge to purchase this. It is a struggle, but so far I have said no.
All right, you're not purchasing the headset just yet.
Right.
But
it does come out on my birthday.
But it does come out on your birthday.
Just saying.
So if any listeners out there want to gift him,
I don't think he's talking. I don't think he's talking to any listeners. I think he's talking to you and I.
Probably not talking to me. I think
talking
we
to
all
Phil
know
Spencer.
how cheap Jelly is with everything. So you're not getting the headset, at least not yet. Are you going to get the next gen version of Avengers coming out in March? Because you are the next gen console owner among the three of us.
Yes.
No hesitation.
No. So this is a game that I don't think people are going to play, right? It's going to look really, really good. But
not even Chris?
The problem is Chris may, right? We
love you, Chris.
He might. And that's the thing. I don't even know if Chris is going to purchase it, because as much as he's held the torch for this game, for that series, it's too little too late now. I really, really do think that they have hit the ambivalence black hole with the Avengers. And even a prettier version of a pretty looking game is enough, I think, in my opinion, to save that game, because it's fundamentally going to be the same game. It's going to play the same. It's going to have the same feedback loop where there isn't enough content. And the other part of that news is the Spider-Man DLC that has been promised for Sony has been delayed yet again. So,
ain't
why?
looking great. That's what I'm hearing. Ouch. All right, that was it. That was rapid fire, and it was pretty rapid.
Yeah, it was okay.
Oh, what do you mean? Okay, it was great.
Wow.
Besides, people want the content.
The German judge is really tough over there.
The German judge? What?
Yeah, geez. I'm sorry. This is
He's young.
Yeah, these are Olympic jokes. The German judges are always very strong to. Oh man. Never
Okay.
Mind. They're very strict.
Yes.
Sorry.
Gentlemen, it's time.
Oh.
We might your test. There it is. Test your might. We're doing it. Test your.
I have a transition that does that.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
Every
It's
single
not as
week,
good as me.
Right.
Every single week, both of you are like, test your mind.
Right. No, we're not like that. We're like, test your might. Right.
Exactly.
Or it could be like this.
Test your might.
Oh, I was doing that so he could actually add the drop.
No, it's for me.
Yeah, but there you go.
I was the drop. Every week.
I'm gonna add it now.
That's why I do it.
Yes.
I should just add it before, the third debate or whatnot. Just have it right.
Right. Just in the middle, in the middle of someone talking. Right.
Every time we go to say it, just mute us and then add test your mic.
I'm just gonna put test your mic over Cicero's audio. Just the whole debate. I win.
I think he might win if he did that. Yeah. Just saying, it's Mortal Kombat after all.
Test your might.
Anyways, here goes nothing. Xbox has announced an FPS boost feature for backwards compatible games. So, what game would you like to see be included in this feature, and why do listeners need to play it? Mike, what game?
Oh boy. I wish you have gone Cicero's way first. Cicero, do you got one?
No, man. You go first. What are you talking about?
Mike, you're up.
I don't know what I did.
I thought going first would be the better one. You could take the best game that you could possibly think of, first-person shooter, and have a better.
Well, no, it's not. It's not necessarily a first-person shooter. It's just like a better FPS.
Frames per second counter.
Yeah.
So a boost in. You can make it look better, essentially. Whatever game it is, you're gonna give it a smoothness. So what game? What game?
I'm going to go with a classic, in my opinion. I think it's one of the best racing games of all time. And I'm going to hit you with Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Oh.
No, Need for Speed Most Wanted is on the Xbox 360. Now, what they need to do first and foremost is obviously get it backwards compatible. It's not backwards compatible just yet. So just quickly, flip the switch, whatever they got to do to get in there. Whatever. But this is the game, we need Need for Speed Most Wanted playable on the Series X, playable on the Xbox One X, to give you the ability to have that FPS boost. Sorry, not on the One X, the Series S. Sorry, it's not on the One X, just on the next gen consoles. But I mean, first of all, listeners need to play this game. It's one of the best video game racing stories of all time. Like it's got a good story in the midst of all the racing. Great mechanics. Need for Speed is a fantastic series in that regard. And you look at games like Forza Horizon 4, which is already running at 120 FPS on the Series X now. Dude, bring one of the best arcade racers of all time that could be backwards compatible on the Xbox One and play it. Be fun.
All right, Cicero, what game are we playing that's getting this boost in frames? What game is looking buttery smooth and beautiful?
The game that you need to play at a buttery smooth 120 frames is actually a game that maybe, so there's a game coming out real soon, or not real soon, but a game that has been teased from a franchise that hasn't been coming, that has historic lineage, and this game that could get an FPS boost is also an FPS, and that is Perfect Dark Zero. Perfect Dark Zero, also from the 360 era. If that game could get an FPS boost, that would change a lot for that game, I believe. That would take this game from being something that wasn't well regarded when the 360 released and turn it into something that really changes the paradigm, I think, for how that game is regarded. Because part of the problem with it was that it suffered from, it just didn't feel smooth. It didn't feel good. Mm-hmm. And part of the reason that it didn't feel smooth and didn't feel good was because it wasn't smooth and good. And if you add some extra frames, even if it's up to 60, you boost it to 60 frames, and you start playing that game, it's a very different game, and that multiplayer becomes very different.
Anything else to add, or am I going to make my ruling right now?
I'm with it.
Yeah, you know what? I like the Most Wanted one as well, man. I can't hate on it.
The only thing I didn't like is that you said Most Wanted instead of Underground 2. Other than that, flawless argument.
If there was no Most Wanted, there'd be no Underground 2.
No, Underground 2 was before
Underground
Most
2
Wanted.
is,
Oh,
yeah,
was it?
yeah,
Was
yeah.
it really? Oh, I got those
When
mixed up. There were too many.
Underground 2 was one.
And then, yeah.
The customizations, the drifts,
Yeah.
the sprints, the circuits.
Yes.
It was so fun. No, they were great. Listeners, you got to choose. You know I don't make decisions. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
On to the
Get
next
outta
one.
here.
Fall Guys coming to Switch and Xbox.
Right.
Is this a home run out the park for consoles, or are we too little too late? What's Fall Guys?
What's Fall Guys? What's this game?
Right.
I mean, I know what Fall Guys is.
This is a game for
But
ants.
what's Fall Guys?
So is it? I'm assuming I'm going first.
Yep,
You're coming to me.
I'm coming to you.
You know, the easy answer is it's too little, too late. But no, you know what? If you're not a PlayStation gamer, if you're not a PC gamer, maybe you've heard of Fall Guys and you've been envious. And I know that for me, I was late getting to Fall Guys on my PlayStation, and then I started playing it, and I really enjoyed it. And then I thought about getting it on PC, but then I realized how many people cheat and how many exploits there are on PC. And you know what you don't have to experience when you're playing on console is cheats and exploits to a larger degree. So I would love to be able to play that game and be able to experience it with friends and family that don't have a PlayStation and don't have a PC, as well as the fact that now we'll be able to play. If the one thing that I hope that they do add is crossplay. If we get crossplay along with that, then all is well with the world.
Heck yeah.
But then you're playing against cheaters again. You know,
Well,
if you add the
crossplay consoles. Crossplay consoles.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah, segregate the PC.
I know with
Gate the
Xbox
PC.
you can't shut off, crossplay,
Sure.
with Apex or whatever, to PC. But regardless, I kind of do. Especially with the surgeons. It wouldn't be a resurgence, but the surgeons of Valheim, and just like by the time Fall Guys comes to Switch and comes to Xbox, which could be later summer, like the year anniversary or season 4 of Fall Guys or whatever, I truly believe that there could be so many, the next game, the next Twitch game, the next Steam game, kind of like Valheim, that kind of overshadows it too much. And I mean, Fall Guys really hasn't been doing much for us now. It really only had that month or so, and month or two, whatever, or basically until Tim the Tatman got a crown, and then all of a sudden Among Us came out. And I think the problem with Fall Guys the only thing that could save them, in my opinion, is if they do introduce crossplay, but they haven't yet. So I don't know if they're going to do it. I think it is too little too late. Certainly I agree with you. I was envious of those PlayStation people. I didn't have my PlayStation at the time. It was in storage. It was at a friend's house. So I was a little bit envious. I definitely wanted to try it because I knew I could get a crown way before Tim the Tatman. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
shout out.
Tatman slander.
but at the end of the day, I just think the conversation is gone. I think the ship has sailed. There's other games that people are playing, and even you, Cicero, you're gonna play Fall Guys. You're gonna be like, I'm just gonna fall back to my Call of Duty Cold War, that type of thing. I don't think it's going to make a significant impact when it comes to the other consoles.
Yeah. Well, you know what? you're not wrong in lots of the things that you're saying, except you're missing one part of that, right? Like and that part is relevance, right? Like the game doesn't have to be the most popular game, right? It doesn't have to be the game that is most popular on Twitch in order for it to find an audience, in order for it to have a place in the zeitgeist, right? It doesn't have to be the number 1 trending thing, right? The number 15 trending thing is still trending.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So like I've never gone to play Fall Guys and not had a full room. So people are still playing it. And you know, and maybe it's down from its peak of millions of players, and now it's just hundreds of thousands of players. And that's the great thing about Fall Guys, is that it's so simple, it's so easy to understand, and it varies enough that you can get typical non-gamers to play the game, just like Among Us. In much the same way that Among Us is the barrier of entry is super low. The barrier of entry to Fall Guys is similar in that way, that you can have one person playing amongst several people, and the people that are watching are having just as much fun as the person that is playing. And that's what makes Fall Guys great, and that's what keeps it relevant even after it stops being the thing that everyone is playing.
Mike, final words?
I don't know. I think that what you're saying is somewhat true, but the fact that a game needs another port in order to get it back into the conversation, I think is a problem. And you know, yeah, it's still going to be fun. It's still going to be cool to try it out. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to have the impact like a release that went straight into PlayStation Plus. People could just simply download it, where you have to pay for it on the other consoles. So I think it's got some work cut out for it. So,
all right, argued fairly. I think the listeners are going to decide. Hello, come on now.
That's very novel of you, Jelly.
I think it's here to stay. Let's be real. I think that that's my ruling on it. I think Fall Guys will be around for a bit. I think it's too fun. It's too much of a party game. So we'll see if it GTA 5s, or we'll see if it San Andreas is and just kind of dies out.
Right. GTA 5s.
By the way,
I
love how you say that my answer was the easier one, and it's not.
What? No, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't introduce it as like, I'm doing the hard one.
The easy answer is to argue against it. But no.
Delivered well. I liked it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you were talking about this.
Yeah.
You've already mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
But Mario Golf Super Rush announced for the Switch during Nintendo Direct. Imagine that.
Oh, hey. Mario's a Nintendo character?
Yeah. What is the best Mario sports game?
You see, the easy answer would be Mario Tennis. But let me bring you back to a little console. This console was a cube. Yeah, it was a cube.
Is a cube? Would you play games on it?
Yeah, a game. One might call it a GameCube.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Had one of the greatest controllers of all time. I loved it.
Ugh.
Get out of here. Anyway, you're not even arguing. Get out of here.
Shoot.
So
yeah, it was just like the N64. So good.
Light years ahead of the N64. Anyway,
yeah, it was.
Mario Strikers. Mario Strikers is the best Mario sports game. Man, first of all, soccer is not really my sport. Jelly, it's actually your sport, man. You love
that is my sport.
Soccer. You love soccer. You
played for nigh on 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I misspoke there, Cicero. Calm down. It's
hey,
1 a.m.
I'm getting all of you. I'm getting all of you. Words are hard.
Words are hard. But Mario Strikers, soccer to me has always been a sport that has been in real life boring and just not something that I wanted to ever play. And to be fair, I'm not that good with my feet. Get out of here, Jelly. But to have a playful and an arcadey soccer video game, I played Mario Strikers nonstop, dude. The fact that you had power-ups to just destroy the goalie. I mean, it would pretty much go through his stomach, basically. Just like the ability to pass and the amount of characters that you have. You got Mario, you got Toad, you got Luigi, you got I believe DK's in there. My boy Donkey Kong, you got Peach, you got all the princesses. Man, Mario Strikers was brilliant, and there's a reason that I even saw on Twitter a lot of people being like, hey, Super Mario, or, hey, Mario Golf, where's my Mario Strikers make? Where's my Mario Strikers remake? Where's my Mario Strikers sequel? Let's get it. Let's get it on the Switch. Mario Strikers is the best Mario sports game. And next question.
Wow.
Or Cicero, what game do you think is the best Super Mario sports title?
All right. Well, so I'm going to take you back to a different console. This console was so excited, it brought so much joy to you that the only thing you could say was "wee." And I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to bring it out of a different field. I'm going to talk about a different type of game. I'm going to talk about a Mario game not developed by Nintendo. How can that be, Cicero?
He's going to bring up one of those stupid Olympic games.
That cannot be. But Mario versus Sonic, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics is the greatest Mario sports game of all time.
Ladies and gentlemen, he Googled Mario sports games right now.
No.
Pulled this out of there.
No.
Bro, Mario Golf Super Rush is better than Mario Olympics, and it's not even out.
So here's the thing, right? So the greatest of all sporting events is the Olympics. I love basketball. I love football. But there is something fantastic about the Olympic Games that just supersedes all of those things. And what is greater than a Mario game with all of the characters from the Nintendo Fun Shop? It's when Nintendo trusts their once hated rival to take their premium mascot and marry it with Sega's premium mascot and joining together to play and emulate the greatest sporting events that ever happened. One of the greatest tragedies of 2020 was that we did not get our Olympic Games in Tokyo, which would have had esports, which would have featured esports for the very first time. And instead, you can play Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, the greatest Mario sports game of all time.
So, I mean, you're basing it on the sport. And for me, I'm basing it on the mechanic of the games and the sports. Those Olympic Games, they're not good, dude. They are not good. Like, they're just, I mean, yeah, they can cause maybe a little fun, but they are consistently getting 1 through 5s in the scores out of 10s, and they're just not good. Mario Strikers is a 10 out of 10, bro. The mechanics, soccer is an Olympic sport. Get with it, Mario Strikers. Give me a sequel, Nintendo.
Final words, Cicero?
IGN gave The very first Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, a 7.9 out of 10. That is a good, or almost a great out of 8. X-Play gave it 3 medals out of 5. Shout out to Adam Sessler. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Most sports games are average. And yes, I will give you that Mario Strikers was phenomenally received and reviewed. However, all they had to do was worry about soccer. Mario Tennis, all it has to do is worry about tennis. Mario Golf, all it has to do is worry about golf. You see where I'm going here?
Yeah, it inherently
Mario and Sonic
makes it
have
a
to worry
better
about
game because they are more
Mario-
focused on one thing.
Mario and Sonic have to worry about marrying 2 phenomenal mascots and all of the characters that go within there. So you've got Sonic, you've got Tails, you've got other Tails, you've got Mario and Luigi and Princess Toad and you know all the other people and the things
Knuckles
with the stuff.
and Eggman and Amy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
and
those
you
are
know,
the other Tails.
yeah, that's the other Tails.
I didn't help.
So you've got all of those plus all of these other events. So like all of that stuff, and it's being done by the hated rival. All of that significance makes it a greater game because it is showing you what the Olympics are about, which is peace, world peace. 2 bitter rivals coming together to show the world that you can put aside your differences and make something great. And that's what makes Mario and Sonic at the Olympics so much greater than Mario Strikers.
It's a great argument. I love it. Cicero bringing the gold, Mike taking it home. As we move on.
Hey, I won one. 22 episodes in, and I got one.
There you go.
You won one before as well.
I know.
You played to your strengths
I'm
and
just messing.
to who the judge was.
Right.
But anyways, Nintendo Direct.
No,
we haven't mentioned them
that
enough.
was not a choice because of you. Mario Strikers is phenomenal. Please, if you could get your hands on it, go play it.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about before you've made an argument directed, which it helped that I was the judge. So, just saying, this one you won on argument alone. Cicero did well. Like I said, he brought the gold. You just took it home.
Right.
He's still going home with silver out of 2 people, but still, it's a silver. You know. Nintendo Direct came out swinging. 2 heavy hitters. Remasters coming. We've got Ninja Gaiden Master, the Master Collection, and Skyward Sword. Which one's better?
Who goes first? I go first?
Yeah.
You go first, Cicero. Cicero, which one's better? Ninja Gaiden Master Collection or
man.
Skyward Sword?
This is
the easy answer.
Right. This is how I show you that I love you, Mike.
Don't choose Skyward Sword just because you love me.
By saying Skyward Sword is going to be the better remaster, right? Here's why. Because they're going to take a game that wasn't, like, as Mike has already admitted, was one of the most poorly reviewed Zelda games, and they're going to make it worth $60. Worth the full purchase price, right? They're getting rid of those motion controls. The controls now will be Joy-Con controls, a different type of goofy control, but it's going to work. It's going to be beautiful. The load times are going to be non-existent, or non-existent comparatively speaking. And it's going to give people the ability to appreciate the original vision of what Skyward Sword was supposed to be. And that is a more monumental feat than taking already great games, putting them in one package and prettying them up and saying, give me money.
All right, Mike. Tell him why he's wrong.
Well, first of all, one argument alone, mine comes with 3. Mine comes with 3 games for the price of admission.
Sure.
So there's that. It comes with, I'm trying to look up specifically, it comes with the remasters of Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Sigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge as part of the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. It is just coming to the Switch, I believe, and PC. No word just yet on some of the other stuff, but the Ninja Gaiden series, especially Sigma, Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3, they were all lauded as good action games, great even, and Skyward Sword is certainly it's one of those that what's weird about it is that it has a couple 10s, around the reviews. It's
Sure.
There's a lot of people who did enjoy it and said it was good, but ultimately, I think for the most part, it isn't that great. Whereas you got a collection of 3 for $60 that each game is considered great. Each game is considered in that community as some of the best action games of all time, in the sense of like Devil May Cry and all that. Like Ninja Gaiden is one of those that started and is a pillar of that genre, and for it to be completely remastered, to have a collection, and to bring 3 games to the fold, I think it's great. And yeah, Skyward Sword has some things going for it. It's got the word Zelda in it. It's got non-motion controls all the time. But I think for the price of admission, you're getting more for your buck.
Rebuttal, Cicero.
Yeah, so you are getting more for your buck, but you're missing something, right? Like there was an article that came out this week after the Mortal Kombat trailer was released, where the writer said, hey, this trailer was great, except it was missing Chun-Li. Now,
that was satire.
I'm not going to say, right, yes, I'm not going to say that Chun-Li is missing from this Mortal Kombat trailer, but what I will say is that this is a trilogy that you're getting for the price of one game, but it's missing the best game out of that series, which is Ninja Gaiden Black. And oops, that's not there. But instead, you can have a game called Zelda that people think, oh man, I heard this game wasn't good. And then it turns out, you know what wasn't good? Those stupid motion controls. And now I get to play this game, and now it is good. Oh, that's incredible. I'm sorry that I missed it, but I'm so happy that now I had the chance to catch it here, right now. Thank you, Nintendo. What a worthy purchase I've made with my $60. Nintendo's
Mike,
Zelda
closing
Skyward Sword.
arguments?
Well, here you go, man. Ninja Gaiden 2 was only on the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita, so you are bringing a game that was trapped, just like Skyward Sword, on a certain system up to the Switch. Ninja Gaiden Black, certainly, it is definitely regarded as the best, but just go buy an Xbox for that. All right, that's my argument.
Wow. Spend more than $60, he says.
Yeah.
First he says it's an incredible value.
Yeah.
That's why you should get that. That's why that's more monumental. But now he's saying, if you want to experience the best, spend even more than $60.
But if you don't have a
plus
Switch, you
get
gotta
that
buy a
other
Switch
game
too to get it. So
Oh,
yeah, so it doesn't matter.
But now he's telling you, ladies and gentlemen, he's telling you to buy a Switch and an Xbox.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen.
ladies and
of the
gentlemen.
Wow. Yeah.
Good arguments. I liked it. Obviously, we know that Jelly is a big Zelda nerd. So if any one of them is going to get my gold. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Dad puns. Yeah, it's going to be Zelda. But, Mike, I like that argument. And you know I'm a deal hunter. So 3 games for the price of 1 game is way better in my mind than a Zelda game that may or may not be good.
Right.
So I'm going to have to give you the gold.
Ooh, I won?
Ooh. Yeah, look at
Figuratively, not literally, because you know I'm not giving no money to no one. But yeah.
I'll just take a shipment of Pita sauce.
Yeah, there you
Pita
go.
Luga
Get some
sauce.
Pita Luga sauce.
Gentlemen, this leads us right into
Say
our
hi to your
weekly
mother
fight.
for me.
Say hi to your mother for me. Cicero's mom versus Mike's mom. No, I'm just kidding.
There
Our
you
weekly
go.
fight is. moms will not
Hey,
be
listen,
fighting.
I'll show you a video of my mom dancing merengue today.
No,
How about that?
Moms get like real scrappy when it's over their kids. So
My mom will not win. I've lost.
Nobody's dying here. You don't know that.
No,
Obviously, he's not
I
admitting.
do know that.
Anyways, the real weekly fight.
Ding ding.
Mortal Kombat. We already talked about it. It was just brought up.
That trailer was so good. Sorry. I am so excited for that movie. Oh my goodness.
I don't watch trailers.
I know, but I was so
I like to remain spoiler free. I don't want to ruin an entire movie based on 3 minutes of what they think I want to see. But what I want to see is you guys fighting it out. So who's taking Scorpion and who's taking Sub-Zero? Brothers are fighting. Who's got who? You guys flip a coin, however you want to do it. I need you to pit against each other. Scorpion versus
I will allow little bro
Sub-Zero.
to go first because it doesn't matter who you pick. I win with what I got. It's the skills. The skills on the stick.
All right, Mike.
And not the character that you pick.
Get over here. I'm picking Scorpion. Even though I enjoy Sub-Zero a lot. I'm picking Scorpion. You got fire versus ice, and usually fire melts that ice, bro. And plus you got a spear that just comes out of his hand in certain instances. Obviously in the new film it's more of a like an Ezio blade. It just comes out of a or like a web shooter, you know. I think that's how they're, you know, portraying it in the new film, at least from what I could gather in the trailer. But man, I just think I think Scorpion's got it. He's got the rage. He's got the hellfire. Sub-Zero cannot freeze a guy that is already on fire. Scorpion's got it in the bag. You have no chance. You melted. You're like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah. So you've got to have the chance to melt things before they're frozen. But if you're already frozen, what are you going to do? And then once you're frozen, all he has to do is hit you slightly hard enough and you break apart. It's over. It's a wrap. Your cubes.
Yeah, but
your cubes for my bourbon.
Yeah, but you're assuming that highly trained ninja is going to get caught that fast, that quickly.
Oh, so are you assuming that Sub-Zero is also not a highly trained ninja?
No, I'm just assuming that fire melts ice, therefore element wins.
Yes, but you're assuming that the fire gets started before the ice comes.
Yeah.
There were volcanoes during the Ice Age, but they didn't erupt.
Boom. Did he just mic drop that? Whoa.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Scorpion's also got a spear, man. And in some instances, he also has a sword. I think he's got a lot of things up his arsenal that will continually give Sub-Zero some fits.
So, Mike, the correct response here is you didn't start the fire.
Yeah, it was always burning.
Thank you, Cicero.
Right, since the world's been turning. But if you watch that trailer, sir, there were lots of things that were frozen. Lots of things that were frozen. And I'm sure all of those people, all of those things realized that Sub-Zero was called Sub-Zero because he probably had something to do with the cold. And they thought, hey, fire beats cold every time.
Listen.
But they were all
man,
frozen,
you just got to
sir.
let it go.
They were all frozen, sir.
You just got to let this go. Oh, man. Like, seriously, I got a spear coming out of my hand. I'll tell you to get over here.
Yeah, you know what? You'll say it, but I'll be like your 2-year-old when you tell him to get over here.
Nobody wants to build a snowman.
He's like, And he's like, no, daddy. And then he's out. So, yeah. Nobody wants to build a snowman, but you do it anyway. Because you don't have a choice.
Scorpion's got him.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, Scorpion can also teleport. Like, seriously, you just have no chance.
Frozen. Can't teleport if you can't move.
That if you catch me.
Sub-Zero catches you lots of times.
So what we're saying is 2 very skilled ninjas are hard to beat.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing. And also, if you haven't watched it and you're not against watching trailers, go watch the Red Band trailer for some intense, brutal action.
It was freaking great. Oh my goodness.
Listen, guys. That movie is going to be terrible.
No.
In the best ways?
It's going to be terrible.
I don't think it's...
But I am going to love every second. Oh, man, it's going to be bad.
I don't think it's going to be bad.
It is going to be cheesy and bad and gory in all the best ways. It is going to be
I honestly
bad.
don't think it will be bad. I think it will
Really?
be good. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's gonna have certainly some cheesy, gory moments, but I think it'll be good. I think it's really
Raiden?
cool. Oh yeah, Raiden's in there.
Perfect.
Yeah,
First of all, I think I love that all the characters are how do I phrase this? Are ethnically correct. I really
Right.
enjoy that. Like, they got the perfect cast for everything.
It's cast.
Do you mean they
well.
cast them accurate to the video game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and considering that the cast for the games themselves were actual humans.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean,
yeah,
I also think it's really cool that Sub-Zero's the villain here. Really, that's how they touted him in the trailer a little bit. So I think it'll be cool to see that angle a little bit. So
Maybe he's just misunderstood.
maybe he is.
gotta let
Maybe
it
he
go,
is.
man.
Maybe these people wanted to microwave things, and he kept freezing all the stuff in the microwave. And
It don't work if it's frozen.
That's right. Don't work if it's frozen. So
All right. Gentlemen,
It's
this is going
done.
to take us into our top 5. Which, obvious choice here, Mortal Kombat character. Question though, starting out. Are we keeping it to like OG? Are we going expanded like new Mortal Kombat 11 or 12 universe where they got like Freddy and like whatever
actual
nonsense in?
Mortal Kombat characters, not like the Terminator and stuff like that. We're talking.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So.
All right, who you got? We're gonna do draft style, one at a time, go through, boom, 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 or lay them all out at once.
We just do our 3 each that we want to.
Oh, okay.
Just like we
All right.
normally do.
All right,
All right.
Cicero, take it away.
Okay. Well, then if that's what we're doing, I'm gonna go with the first Mortal Kombat character I ever used, and my favorite Mortal Kombat character of all time, the GOAT, Lord Raiden. And then next up, shout out to this character because I knew someone with this name, but was a very beautiful young lady as opposed to a hideous monster with blades, Baraka.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baraka, or is it K?
And I am also going to go with somebody that he's weird to me, but I kind of like him. What's his name? Cyball? Is that his name? Crap. Is that his name?
Cyborg?
I love. Oh, well, yeah. Is it Cyborg in Mortal Kombat?
Noob Saibot.
No, well, Noob Saibot is basically Boone. It's Ed Boon.
Cyrax?
And, yeah, Cyrax. That's his name.
Like
Cyrax.
The alien cyborg machine thing.
Yes.
With gas.
Yes, Cyrax.
Cyrax is cool.
Yeah.
Cyrax is dope. All right, Mike. Who you got?
Okay, so I'm basing this slightly on who I use in some of the games, but also who is just amazing. So even though I argued for Scorpion, I think Sub-Zero, I use Sub-Zero more often in the games. Like Sub-Zero is great. And just like I love both. This is in Scorpion's case as well, but I love all the like different takes on each of the characters, like in the different games, which is really cool. So Sub-Zero is one of mine. I'm gonna go Kung Lao. Kung Lao in the games, at least I used him all the time. Just a super fun character. He's got a hat that you could throw that spins and slices and dices, and also one of my favorite beat 'em up games, one of my favorite action games of all time was a Mortal Kombat spin-off, Liu Kang and Kung Lao Shaolin Monks, and man, what a beautiful awesome game. I loved it. Beautiful in the gory sense. And Jelly, I'll let you choose Liu Kang because Liu Kang's got to be on this list, right? So I don't like him. Okay, then I'll choose Liu Kang.
If he's got to be here, he's got to be here, but I'm not picking him.
Liu Kang.
I never played Liu Kang because I was so used to everyone using that damn bicycle kick repeatedly. And on the earlier versions of the game, they could time it so perfectly where you couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was literally just bicycle kick until it was a KO.
Oh, so you got annoyed.
Oh, so annoyed, so frustrated, so mad at people. Anyone who chose them, I'd back out usually. I'm like, all right. Or if I had to rung up the ladder and stuff like that, I'm like, nope. I just give up here. Actually, on the ladder, it was a PC.
NPC, yeah. All right. Who do you got, Jelly?
But for me, my number one most played character was Kenshi.
Oh, Kenshi.
Yeah. Did I put that on there? Yeah. Okay. So Kenshi was my favorite. Blind with a sword. Something about that.
Yeah.
And he like telekinetic powers.
Oh, yeah.
Just hit everything for me. I was like, all right, that's the one. That's the guy for me. I'm gonna play him all the time. And so I did. He was my guy. He was my go-to. Kenshi is number one. Number two. Spelling is hard for me apparently. Number two was Quan Chi. Was that his name? Man, yeah, Quan Chi. Looking it up. Quan Chi, he'd creepy looking dude, but he had some of the best fatalities. And yes, it is all about the fatalities.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
Just tell me I'm wrong.
That Red Band trailer did not hold back.
Yes.
And then the last one is Aaron Black, the cowboy.
Oh.
Wow, you got a little bit of left field choices here.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, you guys, I would have said Raiden and Sub-Zero because those are the two that I liked the most, but they're already taken.
Yeah, no worry.
So I'm pulling from the bottom of my list.
Scorpion's not on the list. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Scorpion's great. I like Smoke better, but Sub-Zero I think is the best. And I think everyone plays Sub-Zero because he's got the easiest move set to get down.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like everyone starts there. I was a huge Raiden fan. Up, down, up, or down, down, up. Whatever it was to zip behind him and teleport,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorites. And yeah, you could juggle really well with him.
You could just cheese that move too. This is just like the bicycle kick. Toasty.
Yes. But yeah, Kenshi, Quan Chi, and Aaron Black. Aaron Black was cool. Dude had a freaking, like, they had the old Henry style long gun repeater.
Yeah.
The lever action. Freaking, sorry, I'm a country bumpkin, and I think those things are awesome. So put them in my video games, and it makes me happy.
Yeah.
We just got the 30-30 repeater in Apex, and I don't put that thing down.
It ain't good.
That's all I'm saying. It's so good. Get out of here, bro. What do you mean it ain't good? Ugh. All right. So we've got 9. We almost have a top 10, but it needs to be a top 5.
It does.
So who's going where? What have we got?
I mean, I think the easy part is to just drop the OGs in there and call it a day.
Raiden Sub-Zero,
and Raiden Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, and then talk about what the last 2 are, if everyone's in agreement.
I am in agreement.
I like that. I like the top 3. Boom.
And now
4 and 5 are going to be hard.
4 and 5.
I gotta Kenshi.
All
for
right.
me. He's got to be in
yeah.
there.
We gotta pick one from Jellies. I took 3 main guys actually. So we'll put. I think Kenshi out of those 3 is my favorite as well. I used him a lot.
There you go.
So now who we got? Baraka, who is a beautiful lady and a terrible villain.
Yes.
We've got Cyrax, the cyborg. We've got Kung Lao, hat thrower. Quan Chi, the bad guy, or Aaron Black, the cowboy. And I'm thinking, gosh, for
Aaron Black to me is just so out of left field.
Yeah, he's unique.
I love it.
I think it's between Baraka and Kung Lao. I think it's between those 2.
Okay.
I would have to give it to Baraka over Kung Lao. Only because I played Baraka a lot more and I enjoyed his character a little bit more.
And that finisher is brutal.
Yeah, as much as I think Kung Lao is very important, I think when people think people when they think of Mortal Kombat, I think Baraka comes up more than Kung Lao, because I think you have Liu Kang, over that Kung Lao.
Right.
So, on that side. So, yeah, I'm okay with Baraka being the last one there.
Yeah, and he works as one of the good villains.
Yeah.
On our list, we don't have a lot
we didn't
of
even have Shang
good
Tsung.
villains.
Yeah, no.
But he wasn't that great.
Your soul
Was
is
he
mine.
good? So, okay, his lines were cool in the old movies.
Your soul.
But in the game,
Yeah, I mean,
did anyone really play him?
yes,
Only if they
actually,
had
but
to.
like,
Yeah. Well, if you're in the arcade, if you played with Shang Tsung, then your quarter was forfeit.
well, no. So Shang Tsung
Just throwing it away.
Shang Tsung was just very hard. I think he was the hardest moveset of any character, so that's why not a lot of people played him. But that's our top 5.
A little surprise for me, who's not in here, is Johnny Cage.
Yeah,
Like Johnny Cage, Jax, and Sonya Blade. None of the typical Americans.
we only get 3 choices, man.
Yeah. Well, that's it's like picking Ken or Ryu.
Yeah, this is.
Oh,
Speaking of Ryu,
Ryu.
he's in Fortnite now.
Yeah.
what? Really?
Who is it in
Him and
Fortnite?
Chun-Li
now?
not in Fortnite. Not in the Mortal Kombat movie, but in Fortnite.
Listen, I respect their gangster. They're out there. They're making that money.
Oh man.
Go ahead, Epic. I didn't see Baraka's fatality from MK11, but holy crap, I just watched it. Wow, it is something
else. That's hilarious.
I'm not going to watch that just yet, but right after we stop recording, gentlemen, I'm totally going to watch that. It's in the chat. Hey, speaking of done recording, guys, that's 22 wrapped up.
Yes.
Nice little bow on it.
And they say it couldn't be done.
It was a great episode.
So before we finish patting ourselves on the back, one serious bit of news. Any of our listeners, any of those people that are testing your might down in Texas,
Oh yeah.
You know,
Talking about
our
Sub-Zero.
well wishes. Yeah. Talking about Sub-Zero, our well wishes are definitely with you, with you guys. I have quite a few loved ones that are down there, and they're trying to make it work. So if you're hearing the sound of my voice and you happen to be in that area and you're still suffering, we are there with you. And if there's anything that we can do to help, please let us know.
Also, if your pipes break, garden hoses and hose clamps work super well.
Yeah. Oh, and if your pipes are frozen, don't listen to anyone who tells you to turn your water all the way up. That is not the thing to do.
Yeah, no, you're gonna
Please
explode some stuff.
don't do that.
Turn your water off.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, turn your water off
my
all the way
gosh.
off. Yeah, fix the brakes, hose clamps, and garden hose is the cheapest way to do it.
Yeah.
Garden hose will expand a little bit, so if it does freeze again, you'll be okay.
There you
Don't
go.
take it to the bank because garden hoses still freeze. They're rubber. Rubber has a breaking point, but better than a metal pipe. And if you need a temporary fix, it's a great temporary fix. Hose clamps, garden hoses, if you can make it fit. It's a solid way to get it done as a cheap in between until you can actually get the pipe replaced. Been there, done that. It's not forever, even though it works. My dad thought it was a forever fix. It is not a forever fix.
But yeah, everybody
But
stay
it is a
safe.
great temporary fix.
Stay safe. Our hearts are with you, because
Definitely.
I mean, I've had my pipes not burst, but freeze, and it's not fun. So
No.
we
Not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, Mike, you live in where it's normally cold.
yeah, I mean, but
As do I.
we have the infrastructure.
Yeah, both of you guys.
We have the infrastructure for it. They don't. We have states that don't
Oh,
shut
yeah.
off power. You know, it's just it's a whole different world down there, unfortunately.
Yes.
So
But
yeah,
we're with you.
with you.
So
All right. With that,
see you next week.
see you next week.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Say hello to your mother for me.
Yeah.